small town on the edge of a sprawling forest. The air is alive with the rustling of leaves and the songs of birds. Here in a modest home lived a young man named Jay. Jay was a dreamer with ambitions as vast as the forest, but no clear path to follow. One summer afternoon, as Jay sat by the riverbank, he overheard two hikers speaking about a city miles away, a place where ideas turned into realities. Their words lit a fire in his heart. But how could he leave his town with nothing but belief? No money, no connections, no plan. It seemed impossible. And yet this is where Jay's story begins to change. Not through luck or circumstance, but through one extraordinary force: self-belief. Throughout history, the power of self-belief has rewritten destinies. Consider Helen Keller. Born both blind and deaf, her world could have remained one of silence and darkness. Yet she believed in her ability to learn and communicate. With the help of her teacher, she became a symbol of resilience, proving that limitations exist only in the mind. Or take Buddha, a young man who once struggled with self-doubt. Few would have predicted that he'd inspire millions with his teachings. But his belief in inner peace and compassion became the cornerstone of his journey. In 1976, Sylvester Stallone was a struggling actor with barely enough money for food. He wrote a screenplay about an underdog boxer. Studios wanted the script, but not him as the lead. Stallone refused to sell unless he could star in it. That unshakable belief led to Rocky becoming a cultural phenomenon and Stallone's defining moment. Self-belief isn't just for the famous. It's for anyone daring to dream. The student tackling a tough subject, the entrepreneur starting from scratch. These acts of courage come from one source: the conviction that change is possible, and they have the power to make it happen. Science calls it self-efficacy, the belief in one's ability to influence outcomes. Studies reveal that people with high self-efficacy are more likely to overcome challenges and achieve their goals. It's a cycle. Belief fuels action, and action reinforces belief. Here's the twist: self-belief isn't innate. It can be cultivated. Roger Bannister proved this when he became the first man to break the 4-minute mile, shattering not just a record, but a psychological barrier. His belief rewrote what humanity thought was possible. Let's go back to Jay. He started with what he had: belief. Odd jobs funded his journey. Late nights were spent learning skills. There were setbacks, doubts, and moments of despair. But Jay never wavered. Years later, Jay stood in that distant city, not as a visitor, but as someone who had carved out his place. His journey didn't just change his life, it inspired others back home to believe in their own potential. So, ask yourself, what could you achieve if you truly believed in your abilities? The power of self-belief isn't reserved for the extraordinary. It's within all of us, waiting to be unlocked. Perhaps the only thing standing between you and your dreams is the courage to believe in yourself.